Univarana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Everybody together. So you all can repeat after me. There's a shloka coming up here. I'm taking initiative. Please read this. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hya karmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasidhyed akarmanaha. One of you can read the translation, please. Where's the mic with you?
Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. BG 3.8.
Yeah. Read the purport.
There are many pseudo meditators who misrepresent themselves as being great professional men of high parentage and who falsely pose that they have sacrificed everything for the sake of advancement in spiritual life. Lord Krishna did not want Arjuna to become a pretender. Rather, the Lord desired that Arjuna perform his prescribed duties as set forth for Kshatriyas. Arjuna was a householder and a military general, and therefore it was better for him to remain as such and perform his religious duties as prescribed for the household Kshatriya. Such activities gradually cleanse the heart of a mundane man and free him from material contamination. So called renunciation for the purpose of maintenance is never approved by the Lord, nor by any religious scriptures. After all, one has to maintain one's body and soul together by some work. Work should not be given up capriciously without purification of materialistic propensities. Anyone who is in the material world is certainly possessed of the impure propensity for lording it over material nature, or in other words, for sense gratification. Such polluted propensities have to be cleared. Without doing so, through prescribed duties, one should never attempt to become a so called transcendentalist, renouncing work and living at the cost of others. Surrender unto me.
I read this. Four statements.
First, everyone has impurities, lust, anger, greed in their hearts, which has to be purified. Second, with such impurity, if one renounces all work and becomes lazy, then one just eats and sleeps and enjoys a life of lethargy, doing no contribution to family or society or God.
Is this clear for all of you, these 2 points? For how many of you it's clear? Can raise the hand? Okay, how many of you have not yet started understanding, meditating till now? Anybody? You all have heard it? Okay. And then third one.
Third, instead, one should situate oneself in a position as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and do work and produce results besides offering the fruits of his work to Lord Krishna. Fourth, by this, one's heart becomes gradually purified and one becomes fit to renounce the world and go back home, back to Godhead, and finish the goal of human life in this very life.
Yeah. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Sharakaya Chaturunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Goshita Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurakvishe Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, there was one fellow who was very lazy fellow, who had a young body, healthy body, but he wouldn't do any work. He went to a potter shop and told the potter that you have so many different sizes and shapes of pots. Can you please give me one? Potter said, hey, I am working and making these pots and selling. You are all saying, man, go and do some work. But this fellow said, no, I cannot do any work. Please give me one, give me one. He was just begging again and again. So then the potter gave him one pot. But this fellow had a very bad habit. When he was walking away from the shop, he would throw it up in the sky and catch it. Again, he throw it up and catch it. One time he threw it so high, before he could catch it, what happened? It fell to the ground and it broke to pieces. Then again he came back to the potter shop and said, Sir, whatever you gave, that got broken. Huh? Can you please give me one more? This time potter wouldn't give him very easily. But this fellow pursued him, very much harassed him for an hour or two and got the second one. And guess what he must have done? It's the same thing. Huh? Again he went on playing with the pot, playing with the pot, and he broke that also. Third time he went, do you think the potter will give him third one? But instead of a big pot, this time the potter gave him a small one. Huh? Take this small one. That also he broke. So, in the same manner, all the living entities, they are asking for the pot of the material body from the Prakriti, from the material nature. And Durga is giving them, but Durga cannot give them unless Krishna orders it. Durga is only a material agency. A material agency can supply you anything provided the boss is ordering. Correct, no? Like you go to a cloth shop, the boss is telling the man, you cut this much meters of cloths and give this fellow. And then because he's paid the money, give him. Then the dukandar, the servants, they do that. Similarly, Durga is a servant of Krishna. Then Krishna says, Okay, give, then she gives. So similarly, this fellow got one body, which is a human body. But then what was he doing? Playing with that means what? Just eat, drink, and be merry. Waste the human body. Then which means it's like breaking the pot. Then he was given a second chance. Then he was given a third chance. Then he was given a smaller part, means some animal body, otherwise some insect's body. But just as this man was wasting all these different bodies which were given to him, similarly, in this world we see that people lead life aimlessly, meaninglessly, aimlessly, foolishly, crazily. Many people actually waste their valuable time. Mm. I can see, especially in the teenage, so many children are wasting their time playing on video games, correct? Huh? Huh? Either playing on video games or getting into social media, hours and hours. Instagram, how much they watch, huh? How much they consume Instagram in a day, you see. Huh? So, in this way, the human form of life is wasted in two ways, either by being lazy or by being crazy. Huh? Yeah, lazy person does not do any work. Huh? He just eats and sleeps. There was a picture of a lazy man. Let me find out whether I can get that. Here only it is there. Read that purport. One takes.
One who takes
This is 18.39 verse purport.
One who takes pleasure in laziness and in sleep is certainly in the mode of darkness, ignorance, and one who has no idea how to act and how not to act is also in the mode of ignorance. For the person in the mode of ignorance, everything is illusion. There is no happiness either in the beginning or at the end. For the person,
There are three types of happiness. Like for a person in ignorance, there is neither happiness in beginning nor at the end. But for a person in passion, there is little happiness in the beginning, and then there is misery continuously for a long, long time to come. But for a person in goodness, there is a little suffering in the beginning, but then everlasting happiness after that. One can go on becoming happy. Just like uh, if you want to get up in the morning for Mangalarati, there's a little laziness. You look at the clock, oh, now it is 3:45, another just 5 more minutes. You think, and then you just snooze. And then you open your eyes and see it's 4:15 now. You jump up from the bed and you run. Generally, in the morning, it's very amazing. Like, I used to say 3 o'clock. I would say just 5 minutes. You take a rest and then you snooze it. Open your eyes and see it's 4 o'clock. And that looks like only 1 minute. Anybody had experience like this? Correct? No? In a very short time, a big amount of time passes. The early morning hours. Correct? So, but in case you got up, some or other you stretched yourself against your, you know, lazy mind, you got up. But then you went and took a bath and you wore tilak in 12 parts of your body, and then you wore dhoti kurta and came and washed the room, temple hall, and then you tried it, sat in front of the Lord and you chanted. You get another type of happiness. Correct? No? Or if you continue to be in the bed and put one more blanket over yourself and go to sleep, you get another type of happiness. So what are these two type of happinesses? Like wrapping with the blanket and sleeping more, what happiness is it? Like ignorance, mode of ignorance. And waking up and getting fresh and coming to the temple hall, goodness. So the happiness and goodness requires a little push in the beginning. When you do that, that's called austerity. You do that austerity, then you get happiness, real happiness you get, enlightened happiness. And the other happiness, when you continue lazily sleeping in the bed, what is that happiness? Mode of ignorance happiness. There you may think, oh, I don't have to take much initiative. I can just go on sleeping. Because continuing to sleep is easy, no? It's the easiest thing to do. So when you do that, what happens? It's very easy. But later on, you find that you got up late and you came at 6 o'clock. You have to write Mahamantra and then you have to chant the number of rounds, and 8 rounds are remaining for the evening. And evening is like climbing a mountain. It's very difficult, isn't it? See, take it this one. See, there are two roads. One is the easy-going road, one is a hard road. In the easy-going road, you see sitting on social media and spending a lot of time watching porn and being lazy. It's very easy-going road. Most boys go in that road, correct, no? And the result, what is waiting for them? Hard life is waiting for them. Uh, Depression, self-hatred, anxiety and all that. But some boys are ready to take the trouble in the beginning. They take hard decisions, like exercise your body and keep it fit. Like I was saying, in airport, even for walking on the floor, they have a moving this thing, conveyor kind of thing, isn't it? They put it this thing. So I see that those people who are very atta fat, they have a light bag only, but they stand in that. And then it slowly moves. And there's a lot of crowd in that also. Because a lot of people want to go, so it slowly goes. And I was walking outside that and I was going faster than them. You understand? Because there is no blockage for me. Plus, if you walk, it's little exercise for the leg also, correct, no? Otherwise, if you just stand there, you become more fatter. Correct? And especially if you're fat, it's better to walk more. Is it better to walk more or stand in that? Yeah, because they need exercise. Because of not exercising, they get obesity. So, but you see, they want. So, standing in the conveyor is which way? Hard way or easy way? They go for a easy way. And the hard way is to walk or climb upstairs, climb downstairs. Correct? Now, if you do that, that is the hard way. But ultimately, if you ask doctors which one they will say is good for you. Huh? Walking is better for you. So that's what people want to take. So the hard way, you're exercising your body a little bit. That is better way. Reading, for example, studying from the beginning of the semester is very good for your college studies. Similarly, reading proper books every day is a good habit. But then, mind is not ready. Mind says, no, I have to do this. I have to do that. This is pending, that's pending, like that, correct now? Mm. In the same manner, watching porn and doing masturbation, things like that. That is actually, to say no to it may be difficult. But if you say no, then what is the result you're getting? You can see. What awaits you is a happy life, easy life. You get self respect, which means confidence, courage, your self control in your life, happiness that awaits you. So, this is a very great, amazing observation. Easy life gives you eventually hard life. Hard life gives you eventually easy life. That's quoted by a nice picture here. You can see here. See this easy decision. This boy is thinking, oh, just glide down. More enjoyable. Why to climb up the hill? Like that, he's sliding down. But then it becomes very hard for him to climb up. Correct, no? So he's not able to climb up at all. He's stuck below, you see. Other fellow, in the beginning, he took a hard decision. Better I climb up now. Take responsibility, take initiative. He climbed up. And then after going to the top, he just jumped to the next mountain, you see, from there. And then he's walking towards what? Huh? He's walking towards? No, he's walking towards the goal. The flag is very nearby. So he was ready to make hard decision in the beginning. And what is that hard decision and easy decision? There are many examples given. Like, TV watching is what decision? Easy decision. Whereas studying books, correct now. So most boys prefer which one? TV watching, correct. They think, hey, exams are coming, better watch TV, forget the exam. Yeah. Is it the best way to, how foolish it is, isn't it? Huh? Similarly, snoozing the clock in the morning or getting up in the morning, which one is easygoing? Snoozing, correct? And getting up in the morning is a little difficult, but if you do it, make that a hard choice, then all your chanting will be completed in the morning, isn't it? The same manner, many things. Uh, Staying up late at night versus early to bed, which is difficult to do? Early to bed, difficult to do. You have to sleep. Somehow it becomes 9:30, 10, 10:30, somebody is talking, some phone call is coming, something you're doing in the computer, you don't want to, go That mind is not ready. Mind thinks, why to go so early? I'll go late. But then the morning getting up becomes difficult after that, correct? No? Like that he is saying. Yeah. So like that, many different things. Taking from people and giving people, which is easy. And taking culture versus giving culture. Krishna Balram on their birthday, they are giving away cows in charity to Brahmins. Why? Because it's birthday. But nowadays, birthday, what people expect? Yeah, they want to receive gifts. They are not giving gifts. You're supposed to give. So last one you see, doing versus doing what is impactful. Huh? Many people just go on doing something with lesser quality and not identifying what are the things which if I do will be very impactful in every activity. Like for example, we have been thinking about this since the beginning days of preaching in Pune. That if we just go here, go there, and do a lot of preaching programs, many people connect, but they don't. Later on, they give up. In colleges, imagine if you go to many colleges into one time, many people pick up. At that time, they have some interest, but that interest has to be kindled further, fanned further. When you do that, then boys take more interest. Then they may chant one round, two rounds regularly. But when you give a center like this, it gives you a very good platform, ambience where you can stay with other like-minded devotees, those who are also serious in going back to Godhead in this very life. So they rise in the morning, they wear dhoti kurta and chant and Mangalarti, they read Prabhupada books deeply, they become seriously practicing devotees. So in this day and age, it's very rare to see such boys who are really serious about taking to these spiritual practices and determined to go back to Godhead. Like Jadabharata was determined to go back to Godhead. You know about Jadabharata, right? He was very determined. So if you are not determined to go back to Godhead, then we will have to take a U-turn and come back to this world. Just like you see the rocket, what speed is required for rocket to get out of the Earth's atmosphere? You know what it is called as? Escape velocity. It is 11 kilometer per second, correct? In 1 second it has to go, zoom, like that it has to go. Then only, same way aeroplane you must have seen in runway. Imagine driver is a little lazy fellow. Slowly he's going, then he can't take off. How many of you have seen aeroplane going fast? You've seen that? Like that, Then only he can take off. Correct, no? So he has to drive it at a certain speed. It's called as law of buoyancy. Law of buoyancy, flotation. There is a lift and drag. So the drag has to be so fast, and then he'll put the lift gear, it'll go up because already it's propelled and kept ready. So the propulsion is done after that. So in the same manner in your life, one has to do what is impactful when so every action you do. Say again, TV watching, see this, seeing the books. Why is he feeling like this? Because he has not studied the whole semester. Now towards the end, he's seeing how am I going to complete. See, snoozing alarm is more easy. Versus somebody needs to wake us up like this, isn't it? Uto, 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 uto. Some friend is correct now. Somebody's required for that. See, eating for taste is more easy, isn't it? Junk food. Eating for health, which is rare. What is this one? Yeah. Some people waste so much time, assuming like this, versus those who speak less and listen well. That's a very good habit. You don't waste your energy. Yeah. See the heading, what is saying? Hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, yeah. See, nothing truly meaningful or lasting has ever been created in a short period of time. If you learn the story behind any great success, you realize how many years went by and hard choices were made to achieve it. Like Sri Prabhupada, when he introduced 4 regulative principles in America, many people told him, Swamiji, These principles are very difficult, At least make it 3 instead of 4. Huh? Jealousy checks, you can relax. Huh? Prabhupada said, I have not come here to please the Americans. I have to speak what Bhagavatam says. I have to speak the truth. So he made the hard choice of keeping the society pure. Prabhupada said, if I compromised on some of the relative principles, I may have 1,000,000 followers. Huh? But I don't want such a compromised movement, he said. So hard choice means never retiring because the brain has to be engaged in finding new solutions in the moment, not just remembering old formulas. Hard choices make us wiser, smarter, stronger, wealthier, and easy choices reverse our progress, focusing our energies on comfort or entertainment. In every difficult moment, ask yourself, what is a hard choice and what is an easy choice? And you will know instantly what is right. Correct, no? So, boys who have high integrity, sincerity, commitment, seriousness, responsibility, focus, concentration, uh, ability to foresee the long term consequences. They are the boys who make hard choices in the beginning. And other boys, therefore, it is said, you know, like 10%, we can say, 5% or 10% of the boys are wise. What about others? Others are otherwise. No, no. They are not smart. And they always learn by getting slaps and beats uh, in the form of consequences later. Hmm. So that is why Krishna says that he condemns lethargy. That purport which we read. Yeah. He is condemning lethargy, correct? No? He says they have neither happiness in the beginning nor happiness at the end. At least for a person in passion, there is little happiness in the beginning, but then continued distress. But if you really want happiness in life, see, this fellow is saying, I can, but that is called laziness. He can get up, but he is a lazy fellow, so he doesn't want to do it. Which means we have the ability, but we won't do it. Yeah. Read that. 3.30 Prabhupada says. Oh my God.
One may become a Vigarta Jwara or without feverish mentality or lethargy. Everyone, according to his quality and position, has a particular type of work to discharge, and all such duties may be discharged in Krishna consciousness as described above. That will lead one to the path of liberation.
Yeah. See, feverish mentality means what? See, when you have viral fever, your body loses strength, correct? No? At the time, 3 days, you mostly lie on the bed. But here, that is not fever here. Here is saying feverish. What is mentality? You don't have fever, but you behave like you got fever. That's the meaning of feverish mentality. As soon as say, imagine Ganapati Bappa Moria, 3 days holidays, college, 4 days holidays. Fasting, 4 days, what we will do? Okay, just go to bed, sleep. Daytime also sleep, night also sleep. Correct. Now, as soon as there is a chance, one may jump to the bed. That's why people don't fold the bed in some homes. Correct. Now, nowadays, cot with the bed is lying, and that has like a mystic power. It just sucks you inside when you go near it. So in this way, one may behave like a person with fever. Actually, it has no fever. He's a normal person. But he, like a feverish person is sleeping. He just is very lazy, like that you say. Read it.
If we become lazy for a moment, we lose the battle against Maya. Laziness, great enemy of a sadhaka. Laziness versus enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, endeavoring with intelligence.
Enthusiasm, Prabhupada says, means endeavoring with intelligence. One should utilize one's intelligence and one's hands and legs to execute the goal, whether it is in your material life or in spiritual life, in both lives. And there, today we read that verse, Sharira yatra apichate na prasideda karmana. Krishna says that, even to keep the body and soul together, one has to make effort in this world, he says, correct, no? See, what to speak of any student, I'll show you another verse in the Bhagavad Gita. See here what Krishna says. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha Sasanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriyaha. I read that.
Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life. And he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty."
That means, even if sannyasi, he says, even if you are a brahmachari or a sannyasi, you are not allowed to be lazy. Sometimes you will see in certain temples in India, outside the temple on both sides in two rows, some fellows will wear saffron and sit as beggars with a begging bowl. Any of you seen that? Huh? So that is exactly condemned in this verse. Just don't wear a bhagavad kapda and then just sit and just beg alms. Then you are called as a parasite in society. Correct, no? On the other hand, like Goswamis, they were in big positions, like Rup Sanatan. They were finance minister and home minister. You know, if you want to know how much they earned, today's IT boys are no match. They were having one big board full of gold coins, not currency notes. What did they have? One big boat full. The boat will be like at least this room size. Imagine this room full of gold coins. How rich they must have been. It's like not even crorpatis. They're like Arabpatis, Karapatis. They were like that. So, but they gave up that post and then joined Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for what? Do you think they were living in Vrindavan just to eat and sleep? What they were doing? So, you will see that Prabhupada says to cut off the tie of, what is that? To cut off the tie of affection means to broaden the field of spiritual activities, he says. So they broadened their field of activities, like they built temples, they wrote spiritual literature, they preached, they worshipped the deities, and they practiced sadachar, they taught Krishna consciousness and made many, many devotees. So, therefore, in ISKCON also Prabhupada said, ISKCON is not a free hotel, Prabhupada writes. If you put, you will get it. Put a free hotel, you will get. You want to check it? Prabhupada says, it's in purport. See, you're getting free hotel. See, the Prabhupada saying here, what is here? Read this one.
It is significant that Maharaj Bharat, by the grace of Vasudev, remembered his past life. He did not waste a moment. He returned to Ulaha Ashram, the village known as Shalagram. Association is very meaningful. Therefore, ISKCON tries to perfect one who enters the society. The members of the society should always remember that the society is not like a free hotel. All the members should be very careful to execute their spiritual duties so that whoever comes will automatically become a devotee and will be able to return back to Godhead in this very life. Although Bharat Maharaj acquired the body of a deer, he again left his hearth and home, in this case, the mountain Kalanjar. No one should be captivated by his birthplace and family. One should take shelter of the association of deities and cultivate Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So like this Prabhupada is saying, so very, very so this is one. This is the one. This is a very important purport. Can read this one.
Those who have taken to Krishna consciousness should be very careful that not a single moment is wasted. And
all of you are hearing? Huh? What Prabhupada says? See, sometimes what happens, When we read a purport, people's mind switches off and goes here and there because they think after the reading the purport, Prabhuji is going to speak. They think. So therefore, what His Gurujan Prabhu and His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj will do, they will not read the full purport. They will read one or two sentences and say, what does Krishna say here? Then people think, oh, but you never told us where to listen. Correct. So, generally, if you are a very good listener, huh, we don't need a class at all. You just read the purport and very nicely listen, then you can contemplate. There is so much to learn in Prabhupada's purports. Huh? Because, whatever we may want to say, Prabhupada says it in 100 times in a better manner. Huh? It's all there in his purports. So my request to all of you, please be very attentive because we are talking about lethargy. But if while hearing only we are lethargy, then the lethargy information will not go inside. They'll continue to be lethargic. You understand what I'm saying? Huh. So those who have taken to Krishna consciousness should be very careful that not a single moment is wasted and that not a single moment is spent without chanting and remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his activities. By his own actions and by the action of his devotees, Krishna teaches on how to become cautious in devotional service. So through the medium of Bharat Maharaj, Krishna teaches us that we must be very careful to discharge devotional service. And then Prabhupada says, if you want to keep on, read that.
If we want to keep our minds completely fixed without deviation,
How many of you want to keep your minds completely fixed without deviation? You're sure? Okay. Yeah.
we must engage them in devotional service full time. As far as the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness are concerned, they have sacrificed everything to push on this Krishna consciousness movement.
You will
Ye-
see in our movement, nobody is lazy. Huh? Morning, devotees, there are devotees who, Gudakash Prabhu rises at 1:30 huh? every day. Gets ready by 2 o'clock, then he starts chanting. All other brahmacharis, we all get up by 3 o'clock, 3:30 we get up. Huh? At night till about 9 o'clock in the night. At the most like 9:30. So which means devotees, Krishna's devotees work almost 18 hours a day. Huh? Karmis may work for 16 hours. We say that they work like donkeys. We work even more than them. But we work only for, that's the main difference. We are not working for anything else. You will see that not a moment is wasted. One after another, we go from one devotional engagement to the next. So Prabhupada says that Goswamis also, they were not parasites on society. Huh? On the other hand, they were writing literature, they were building temples, they were chanting and dancing, going for Harinam Sankirtan, distributing prasad, distributing knowledge. They were doing great welfare work for the whole world. Huh? So that's what here also is saying about the members. And then he's saying, yet they must take a lesson. Read that.
Yet they must take a lesson from the life of Bharat Maharaj. To be very cautious and to see that not a single moment is wasted in frivolous talk, sleep, or voracious eating.
Three things Prabhupada is warning us. Huh? Because frivolous talk is prajalpa. That can waste our time. So what are the things you should not speak with your tongue? I asked this question to children in Mayapur recently. There were 300 children. They have some Prabhupada Sunday school. So many children said amazing answers. Like, we should not talk about politics, sports, mundane movies, they said. Somebody said, we should not speak lies with the mouth. Similarly, we should not speak gali, bad words, we should not speak. And we should not uh, speak anything that is not related to Krishna unnecessarily, correct? No? Somebody said we should not speak harsh words that will hurt others, correct? No? With the mouth. One should not speak such kinds of things. And one should not yell with the mouth at anybody, or scream at anybody angrily. Or one should not gossip or do rumor mongering about people. Logon ka khan bhar dena, we say, na? Wrong things. One should not do rumor mongering. So these are things one should not do. Similarly, one should not do useless arguments, debating, fault finding, blasphemy. So much we have to give up. Can you imagine with the mouth? So much useless things can be done with the mouth. And what are the things we can do with the mouth? I asked him. Many children raised hand. What is it? We can take prasad, they said. That's the easiest thing you can do. Huh? What else can you do with the mouth? Chanting, yeah. Chanting of the holy name. And you can glorify Krishna. And that also many children said that. Glorifying Krishna after reading about him. What else can do? Preaching. Can preach and convince people and bring to devotion service. And then glorify devotees. Sing bhajans, kirtans. Correct, no? So all these are plus things. So therefore, we should avoid the frivolous talk and use the tongue for the right purpose, isn't it? And then he's saying about sleep. Sleep is not condemned. You can sleep, but as Prabhupada says earlier, too much sleep. Natyashnatastu yogosti, nachaikantam anashnataha. Krishna says, too much eat or less eating, or too much sleep or too less sleep. Prabhupada says, if you sleep too much, you become lazy. He says, night also you sleep, day also you sleep. Gradually the body becomes fat, face becomes big, and then you will find a person's efficiency in doing work reduces. There are many students have this experience. Because what happens, they sleep in the day regularly and they get used to it. They get practiced. Expert practice in sleeping 3-4 hours in a day. You know? Yeah. And the boy will wonder, 1 o'clock you come from the college, exactly you come and the sleep starts. You got studying chakra. And then you lie down in the bed 3 hours straight. Huh? Night also they sleep 8 hours and day also 3 hours. And then they become disoriented and then they don't have any, what do you call it, clear-cut goal in life. Huh? So Prabhupada, if you sleep too much, you become lazy. And if you sleep less at night, only 4 hours, some devotees, they sleep at 10:30, 11 because they follow the boys. And morning they get up very early because they have to chant and finish the rounds. Then Prabhupada says, if you sleep less, you become crazy. Huh? If you sleep more, you become lazy. If you sleep less, you become lazy because your head gets heated up. Then you become angry with devotees. Yell at devotees. Devotees wonder why this fellow has become like this. Because your head has got heated up. Huh? So don't sleep too much. Don't sleep too less. Sleep 6 hours and keep yourself very fit. That's about sleep. And what about third one is saying voracious eating. Eating is good. Everybody has to eat 2 times or 3 times, whatever. That is all right. One can eat. Eating is not prohibited, Prabhupada says. But if we eat voraciously, Prabhupada says, what happens to us is we should certainly sleep more than required, he says. What is voracious eating? Sometimes a person doesn't think about when I put the food in the belly, it has to digest also, correct? No? Then, like a mountainous quantity of food they swallow, they eat. Actually, the people in the farm working in the field, they can eat like that. They actually eat like this, like a mountain, you can see that. And they digest everything within 3-4 hours. Because they do what work? Hard work. Our life is, very sedantic lifestyle, as we say. Just sitting in always. Only finger is moving. Huh? Whole body is like fixed in one place. You don't move at all. Therefore, you get a big belly. Huh? You can't digest the food. So therefore, eat moderately. Don't eat too much. Don't eat voraciously. Prabhupada says, if you eat voraciously, what is the result of that? He says, we shall certainly sleep more than required. Just sleep ensues, he says. Then sense gratification ensues. What is that? That is sex life. Because if you load your belly very heavily and you eat too much opulent foods, then your genitals clamor for sex life. Huh? That's what he says. Then may be degraded to lower life form, he says. In this way, Prabhupada says, don't waste your time, abhyartha kalatvam. We should see that every moment of our lives is utilized for the rendering of devotion service and nothing else. This is the secure position for one wanting to return home back to Godhead. So, very wonderful instructions Prabhupada is giving us. So, in essence, in this purport, if you want to know the essence of what Prabhupada is saying, yeah, if we want to keep our minds completely fixed without deviation, we have to engage in devotion service full time. So this full time is a very famous word in ISKCON. Full. Prabhupada made many full time devotees, correct, no? Huh? Because full time devotees means actually those who live inside the temple and those who have no other job or business, they always engage in only temple activities. They were called as full time. Later on, some grihasthas also said, Prabhupada, we have enough money from our parents. So can we also join full time? Prabhupada said, yes. He didn't discriminate between men and women. He said, yes, you can come. So husband, wife, they also lived in temple. Mataji will live with women, and Prabhuji will live with brahmacharis. If you go to America, in many temples you will see grihasthas also full time. India also you have in Juhu and Hyderabad and Bangalore, many temples, there are full time grihasthas also. So what is a full time grihastha? You go to your place, start preaching, develop a community, congregation, make a temple there, and then raise funds and run the temple. And then a part of the funds you get, you can use it for your basic minimum need for your family. You should not enjoy with that money, but just like if you see Mukundilla Prabhu and his good wife, they have a house which is half this room size. Can you imagine? This hall, what you see, only half of this they have. That's only purposefully he's living in a very small house, he and his wife. But if you see the volume of service they do, huge. In the Surti camp, for 200 boys, he is the main cook. He cooks himself. He's from IIT Kharagpur. He cooks himself. And now he has trained 24 boys in cooking now. All his boys are exactly like him. In their boys also, they cook themselves. And the Surti camp, they cook. They're very hardworking fellows. They distribute books, they cook, they preach. And he and his wife, now they went to Boston, America, they were preaching. Also day in and day out, hours and hours. So this is also a full-time devotee. They are not doing anything else. This is their mainstream activity. Revati Raman Prabhu, Tirupati, he was in a very big company in Singapore. He gave up his job, came and took ISKCON as full-time devotee. So he and his wife, they went to Tirupati when it was an empty land. Now they have developed a full-fledged big lotus temple with almost 300 employees there. He is not only living peacefully, he is also giving employment opportunity, and he is a full-time devotee. So, with proper use of full-time, it's not that everybody has to share and become only brahmachari. If you can be brahmachari, wonderful. But if you cannot be brahmachari, then even as a grihastha, one can make up one's mind. I will serve only Krishna all my life. I will not serve some, many of the IT companies are owned by so many, cow eaters, correct now? So why should we serve such fellows? My energy, my time, my, my talents and my resources, let me use it all in Krishna Arti Akila Cheshta. Let me use it in Krishna service. Either as a brahmachari or as a grihastha. Why to waste our energy working for these guys? But one of the things why many of our boys are not able to do, they are not able to take the risk in um, living such a life as a grihastha inside ISKCON, because they think, kal kya hoga? That kind of fear is there. But if you are a very serious devotee, all these names I said, Radheshyam Prabhu, Vedantas, Buddhist kind of people, Juhu also there are many devotees like that. So then one takes Krishna consciousness as life and soul. Then you can do that in any ashrama. It can be a full time. So Prabhupada says in this, as far as the members of, Prabhupada doesn't say as far as brahmacharis. What he says, as far as members of this ISKCON are concerned, they have sacrificed everything to push on this Krishna consciousness movement. That means whether I am brahmachari grihastha, my only goal is, Prabhupada has written such beautiful books, giving the message of Krishna from the spiritual world. Let this message reach as many people as possible. Like Lord Nityananda, was he married or was he brahmachari? He was married. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was he married or was he renounced order? He was renounced order. So here is an example of Gaur Nitai. Gaur is renounced and Nitai is married. He has wife, family. And both are doing missionary activities. Like Nityan Prabhu is going door to door. Prati gare gare giya koro ye bhiksha bolo Krishna bhajo Krishna karo Krishna shiksha. So Lord is telling Lord Chaitanya, hey Nityananda, he's calling two of them. Shuno shuno Nityananda shuno Haridas sarvatra amara ajna koro ho prakash. He says, everywhere, go and reach to the people and make them do three things. Chant the holy name, read the Bhagavatam and worship Krishna. So you will find Advaitacharya Prabhu in Shantipur is the leader of the Vaishnavas. And you will see they do some Keti Badi, they do 3 months in a year. Whole rest of the year just chanting and dancing, that's all. They go to, Jagannath Puri. 3 months they stay in Jagannath Puri. And they go to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the Rath Yatra time. Huh? And then 3 months you do some farming and other things. And the rest of the time of the year, you can chant, dance, put up festivals for the Lord. Very happily they live. So such householders who are bhaktas, whose goal is only Krishna's lotus feet, they live happily in this world and happily in the next world. Huh? So on the other hand, karmis, they want to be happy here, but they never prepare for the next life. Huh? Therefore, next life is very ghastly life for them. They may glide down to hell. And jnanis, they do too much austerity, torturing their body, going to Himalayas, putting themselves in Gangotri, Yamunotri, chill water up to the neck. They do some tremendous austerity so that they can be happy later. Jnanis suffer now to be happy later. Karmis enjoy now to suffer later. But bhaktas enjoy now and enjoy later. Correct? Isn't it? The bhaktas take nice prasad, chant and dance, distribute spiritual literature, preach the message of Krishna consciousness, do Harinam, and they are aligned with acharyas. But they don't waste one moment. Devotees are never lazy. Or devotees are never crazy. Huh? They utilize every moment as Prabhupada says. Be a full-time devotee. That's why uh, he says that Grihetako Vanetako Sadahari Boledako, he says. Huh? You accept any of the orders, renounced order or married order. But your goal should be Sadahari Bole. He's saying that always your goal should be to please Lord Hari. Huh? Then your life is perfect. Otherwise, imagine if somebody becomes brahmachari and is lazy, sleeping in the ashram, that is also useless. Huh? Or somebody is a grihastha, he says, Prabhuji, since I'm married, I have no time for Krishna. I only work for IT company, that's all. And what is the use? Huh? Both are useless. Huh? On the other hand, if somebody is a brahmachari and he is spirited, he's preaching and inspiring many, many people to connect with Krishna consciousness movement, that is a very great service. Or when somebody is a grihastha also, is preaching vigorously and bringing people. There are people like that. Huh? There are people like in our movement. I have seen both ashramas people very dedicated. Actually, Prabhupada says ISKCON society is a society of members who have not forgotten Krishna. Prabhupada says that's the speciality of this moment. They have not forgotten Krishna. In every moment, they are living in alignment with Krishna's teachings in Gita and Bhagavatam. So it's a very beautiful purport, Prabhupada says. So in this way, Krishna teaches how to become cautious in devotional service. And not a single moment is spent without chanting and remembering the Lord. Prabhupada says, be very careful. See, with the rising of the sun and setting of the sun, one day is removed from our life. The Kala is a silent swallower. What swallower? Silent swallower. No, like this picture will give you that idea how it is a silent swallower. See here, it's a little girl. How she silently how the time is swallowing her body. You can see that. And the time keeps passing, passing. Sun is rising, setting. And then you find body keeps changing. See? Now I think she's probably 90, I think close to 80, correct now? Sana? This happens to whose body? Everyone's body. It's going to happen to me, you, all of us. It's going to happen. It's a time is a very silent swallower. So time will not only keep changing our body, it will swallow our body at one point of time. Just like, the people with jet black hair, eventually you see them, the jet black hair turns into white hair. Isn't it? Clean cheeks, they become wrinkled cheeks, you'll see. And the teeth in the mouth slowly one out, two out, all out. They go off. This is the power of time in this world. As the sun is rising, setting, the body gradually loses its charm as before. Any intelligent, sane boy can understand this. And then you understand the day will come when this body will be taken away. So one Christian priest was asking Prabhupada, you know, Swamiji, you are saying that we should surrender to God and serve Him and everything. Does it not kind of take away our freedom? Huh? You know, we can't just enjoy the world the way we want. And Prabhupada said, no, our devotees, uh, he also asked, do your devotees not rebel against you when you tell them that you should surrender to Krishna? You should always, 24 hours, you should serve and chant and everything. Don't they rebel? Prabhupada said, no, our devotees have voluntarily accepted service to Krishna out of love, Prabhupada says. Huh? And then Prabhupada gave example, just like children, when they see their mother or father lifting a suitcase, they come forward to help voluntarily. It's not that parents are forcing them to lift. Hey, lift my suitcase. They don't say that. Children feel for them, correct, no? Son or daughter. In this way, our devotees very happily serve out of their own sweet will. And then Prabhupada said, who in this world is free? Everybody is under the control of someone. Like when you are a small kid, mom says, Beta, sit here, you sit. Cow, you eat. Don't go out, you don't go out. Correct, na? How many of you remember your mom kept you like that? Correct, na? You all followed that. Huh? After that, you go to school. Then the control from the parents is handed over to whom? Teacher. Teacher says, bang, bell rings. Everybody comes into class. And then at the end of the day, bang, bell rings. Then you can go out. In between the class, somebody is going out. Teacher will ask, why is he going out? Catch that fellow. Isn't it? And you can't be independent. In the class, if somebody does some mischief, there is punishment. When I was in my school days, one boy used to create mischief in the class. He used to call the neighborhood boy, I'll tell you something, and he'll show his ears. Like it'll make sound. Teacher said, hey, who made the sound? She said, stand up on the bench. So you will see, for mischief, you get punishment, and you have to be under the control of the teacher morning to evening. You can't just run away. And when you later on you go to a job in a company, then you have to punch the card while going in, punch the card while going out. Then only you get attendance. Correct? So Prabhupada asked, where in this world you are not under control? Like there are two types of people, free citizen and a prisoner. So out of the two, who is controlled? Both are controlled. Somebody may say, who is controlled? And they may say, prisoners, prison life. But outside life also you are controlled, because outside also you have to, follow the traffic laws. You have to follow the state laws, country's laws. You have to follow, no? If you are in India, you have to keep the car to your left side. You can't drive the way you want. If it is one way, you have to keep that rule and everything. So Prabhupada said, but out of the two life, which is easy life? I mean, prison life is happier life, or free citizen life is happier life? Free citizen. Similarly, Prabhupada said, therefore our devotees know, if you follow Krishna and serve him, what awaits you is a happy life. But if you don't follow Krishna, then Krishna will hand you over to material nature, Maya Devi. Then that life is prison life. That life is more miserable. In jail, you have to break the stones. Whatever food they give, you have to accept. And all the thieves are not so gentlemanly people. You have to live with them and they will trouble you. Correct, no? So that is Maya's life under Maya. So then the priest asked Prabhupada, but Swamiji, let us suppose that I only live for about, say, 70 to 80 years. During this life, somehow I managed to keep away from God. And then I can nicely eat, I sleep, and I'm a rich man. I have a lot of money with me. I put up a factory and I enjoy life. I marry a beautiful girl and we beget children, and our life goes on. I can live happily. Don't you think in this world, if you have money and people with you, you can just go on leading a happy life? What is the need for surrendering to God? I can go on like that. He said, yes, you can go on for a while, but you cannot go on forever. He said, no human being can say that I will live forever on this planet. Eventually, you'll be controlled by old age, disease, and death. And then Prabhupada said, today you may be billionaire. Tomorrow, next life, because you are neglecting God, you can be a beggar. Or you can be Prabhupada says, today you may be living in a skyscraper building. Tomorrow you may be a small rat in the same building. Correct, no? because of your karma. So then where is your independence? Huh? Where is your freedom? Prabhupada has very beautiful examples. You can see that. So therefore, devotees voluntarily surrender to Krishna. Actually, surrendering to Krishna is in our interest because that is proper life. Huh? Actually, one another place Prabhupada says, Krishna, whatever law codes he has given in scripture is actually universally applicable. Huh? For example, all of you imagine in this room, each of you is given one toy to play. You are playing peacefully, but one of them snatches the toys from others, huh? And says, dozen of you, he snatches from everybody and says, you all get lost. That is where the problem starts. The demons are like that. Demons don't like law and order. They want to be independent and they want to trouble other living entities and dominate them and lord over them. That is why this material world is a nasty place. So when Krishna comes, he brings about law and order. Hey, sabko apna apna toy de do. Huh? Whoever, you cannot just greedily gather everything yourself. So he smashes those who are greedy. Similarly, those who are lusty rogues, like for example, Ravana, he's not happy with Mandodari, such a chaste wife. He wants to bring all women from different parts. So any woman is beautiful, she's for me only. Huh? Let she be any man's wife. Huh? Then he smashes lusty fellows like that, greedy fellows. Huh? So in this way, you will see Krishna's formula aligning with the Lord is a great auspiciousness for us because that is the universal law. Huh? It is good for you, good for me, good for all. Huh? Whereas the living entities, foolish, greedy program, lusty program is actually nonsense program. It is suffering for him and suffering for others also. Like why these four related principles are kept, do you know? Like a mother tells a child in the kitchen, hey, better don't touch the fire. Huh? And the child says, okay, I won't touch fire, I will cut sabji now. He takes a knife. Hey, don't touch. You've seen that mother say, hey, don't touch the knife. Huh? Don't touch the fire. Don't look into the well. Don't go out. Child thinks, don't. What is it, don't? Why the mother says don't? Why she says don't? Huh? It is for the safety of the child. Huh? Similarly, Krishna is telling us to follow the four regs so that we will be safe. Huh? It is against, it's a Atma Ghatak, these four things. Huh? Illicit sex, intoxication, everything. So, in this way, I'm going to stop now in a couple of minutes. And then we can take 5 minutes, some questions we can take. In essence, what I spoke, some of you take the mic, give the mic to them. Few sentences I would like to hear from all of you. What is the takeaway for you? Give the mic to them. But the mic. Yeah. Whoever raises the hand, mic will come to you. Okay? You go in the same order, what I began from the beginning, then others can keep adding points. You can say examples or analogies or story or concepts that you heard and it really hit you hard, you heard well. Okay? Raise the hand. Mic will come to you. Yeah. Please give the mic.
First of all, you told about the choices, that what choices we have to make and what are the consequences. So, easy choices which leads to the hard life, and the hard choices which leads to the easy life. That we can see practically also.
Thank you. One example you can give.
Just like sleep.
Yeah.
If we sleep more, that is the easy choice, but it has consequences. We become lazy.
Then we become lazy and all the homework will remain undone. Thank you. Very good. And then one more hand was up. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful full class, Prabhuji. So, for the major takeaways for me, I would not repeat the points which Prabhuji said. First of all, uh, I've understood that there's a direct relation, very close relation between our lethargy and Maya. So you said that if we become too much lazy, we lose our battle against Maya. And the analogy which was given that if we eat more, we sleep more. If we sleep more, we become lazy. If we sleep less, we become crazy.
Yeah.
So it has to be regulated. And Avyarth Kalatvam, the teachings by Srila Rup Goswami, that we have to engage ourselves in a devotional service full time. And the full time again was very nicely explained that what exactly is full time. So
thank you. Very good.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Who else? There's one more hand up there. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So you're telling about Prabhupada's purport, that Prabhupada said that we should not talk frivolously, we should not eat voraciously, and we should not sleep more.
Yeah.
So all three things will lead to problem in our Krishna consciousness,
Yeah.
and day-to-day life also.
Very good. These are very important instructions, what he remembered. Because talking frivolously, I've seen even amongst devotees, if a devotee wrongly criticizes another devotee or tells some, fault of one devotee to someone else, later on this devotee finds out. He'll go and ask him, Prabhuji, I heard you spoke about me like this. Did you say that? And then this devotee starts, wrestling with guilt. And I said, no, Prabhuji, not exactly Prabhuji like this. I said this, and I think he understood this. And, then both of them have a very unpleasant relation. Then he writes a long mail with 3-4 pages giving explanation. So much time is wasted. So, we should avoid frivolous talk. So, in frivolous talk, I said many things. What are wrong uses of the tongue? Then I also told what are right uses of the tongue. Anybody can say that? What are the wrong uses of the tongue? I told almost a dozen. Let us see who says the maximum. Give him the mic.
So the wrong uses of tongue is including the talks of politics or the sports or movies or prajalpa or blaspheming devotees,
Fault finding.
fault finding, etc. And the right uses of the tongue.
No, some more I said. Wrong use, many more I said. And who else remembers? Some more. Give him.
Gossiping, like bhadkana, what we said.
Correct.
Rumor monger.
Rumor mongering. Yes. Some more I said. Anything else? Yeah. Speaking lies. Yeah.
Speaking bad words,
Speaking bad words. Gali dana.
speaking something which is not connected to Krishna.
Yeah. Also speaking harshly, rashly, or yelling, screaming at people. All this. There's so much bad things one can do with the tongue. And what are the right things we can do with the tongue? You were saying, yes? What are the chanting Hare Krishna? Then?
And glorifying Krishna, glorifying the devotees of Krishna, singing bhajans.
Yes. Very good. Anything else? Taking prasad. Taking prasad also. Favorite activity. Yeah? Reading scriptures loudly. Like you read the purports like that. Very good. Okay, any other point? Who else? Here, there are some more hands up. Please give them the mic. Yeah. Only one mic or 2 mics are there? Yeah. Here, yeah. Yeah. Here, yeah. So, yes.
If you want to keep our mind completely fixed without deviation, then we must engage it in devotional service full time, Prabhupada is mentioning.
Correct. That's
And somebody, if he utilizes every moment of his life in rendering devotional service, then he can secure his position for going back home, back to body.
Haribo, his memory is the purport. Exactly, like Prabhupada. Very good. Then?
Hare Krishna. Also, like one verse from Bhagavad Gita, 6.5, Uddharet Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadayet, how the mind is both the friend of the soul as well as the enemy. So if we make the hard decision, then the mind will also be under the control of the living.
Brilliant point. He's saying that in the beginning, making hard decision is little difficult, but with some determination, if we make that decision, then we can bring the mind under control. Then mind can be your servant and assistant, and you can direct it in the right direction. Otherwise, mind takes over you, and then you become a slave to the mind. That's a very painful situation when you make easy decision. Like I showed the picture, isn't it? Thank you. Good. And then?
If you want to renunciate properly, so you have to work properly. If you are Brahmana, according to your varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. You gave the example of Rupa Sanatan Goswami. They were, nobles in the court of Sultan. And another example is sadhus who have not renunciate properly. They are just sitting and doing.
Just simply having a begging bowl, earning, collecting some money and eating and sleeping. So they are considered what in society, I say? Parasites. So the parasites useless. So they are not contributing anything to society. So even everybody who becomes brahmachari, who is living in ISKCON on charity, should think what is my contribution to Prabhupada's mission? What am I doing? Like I'm eating food here. After that, that energy that I generate, how is it spent? Huh? I should travel. I should preach, distribute books, do Harinam, do some good for the society. Huh? Yeah, uplift the mankind in some way, in my own capacity. All of us have different amount of capacity. Then the energy. Energy means what? How is it defined in science? Capacity to do work. That is energy. Correct, no? So that means the energy that's generated by eating and taking the facilities, we should utilize that capacity to do work in a right direction, like that. Huh? Then one is not considered a parasite. Then one is a very useful element in society. Like right now, we are what's his name? Recently, one college, Symbiosis College, they had written a letter to me saying that, we saw your lectures and very nice. These are relevant to students. So if you can kindly give this thing for us, give a course for us. So we can give you 15 sessions for our MBA about 750 students. So if you can visit us. And so I was thinking for me to go from here to that side of the city would be difficult because it is somewhere between Vishal Nagar and Hinjawadi. It was somewhere in that locality. So I caught both these fellows, Karnataka Prabhu and Madan Sundar Prabhu. And I told them, you guys take, 7 sessions you take. One will take 8, one will take 7 sessions. And we framed a syllabus. And we sent them and the college was very happy. And for one session, they are giving some 8,000 rupees. Can you imagine? Just for one session for 1.5 to 2 hours. They are giving, actually we never asked also. They said, this is our college norm, we already fixed it. So they are giving, which goes to show that everywhere there is a great need, there's a dire need. They are ready to spend 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees for training the students in this kind of good habits. Now we finished that course. Now we thought over, we have done. Again letter has come now. And they are reminding us, sir, the next year batch has come. Can you do the same this year also? They're following us up, which goes to show, because everywhere teachers are seeing the students are going out of control. It's like here one Mataji had brought 200 children to our temple. So our Mahatma Priya Prabhu made those children dance in circles, doing chanting of the holy name and everything. So after that program was over, I met that lady and said, Madam, thank you. You are so kind that you have brought the children to temple. She said, हमने क्या लाया, हमको लाना पड़ा बच्चों को. इतना तंग करते हैं, पूछो मत. अगर इधर नहीं नाच रहे तो हमारे सर के ऊपर नाचते हैं. She was telling, So that means you can see the devotees of the Lord have a very great opportunity to contribute, especially in the current day society. There is so much to do. I got a call from Chakradhari Prabhu from Vijayawada. He said, Radheshyam Prabhu, any 2 teachers, brahmacharis or grihastha, anybody is all right. Immediately if you send, they are ready to give 25 to 30,000 rupees per month for teaching value education. Every day they have to take only 2 periods only. How much? 40 minutes. 2 periods a day. Rest of the time you can sit in staff room and read Prabhupada Lilamrita, anything you want. 2 periods a day. For 1 month, they are giving close to 25 to 30,000 rupees. Anybody. So everywhere there's a very, very great need now. I think eventually there is one more thing likely to happen. Like the tuitions we are giving now for maths, physics, chemistry and all that. Similarly, the value education also may become like that in future. It may become part of the schools, colleges, dire need, where devotees can sit at their home and just 3 hours you speak and earn 1 lakh per month. It may come eventually. That kind of time may come. Because the world is going in that direction. So now they are feeling, in those days you have to struggle to get permission and everything. But now colleges know that without proper, grooming of the children become uncontrollable. Okay, anybody else?
Prabhuji, just adding one more example to it. Even when Pandava was in exile, that time also Krishna ordered them to achieve something. So he sent Arjuna to achieve Pashupatastra Bhima.
They were
So
not
there
lazy.
also.
Even there they were not lazy. Very true. Bhima went and made friendship with Hanuman, and Yudhishthira learned from Brahmanas many tenets of how the Kshatriya should rule the kingdom. So they were not wasting time even in forest. So basically, one lesson we learn is we should not be lazy at any time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you told about time. Time is a silent solver. And also, you told the interaction between some gentleman and Prabhupada. The gentleman was asking that even if means I don't believe in God and I have a nice wife, I have settled life, I am rich. So what is the problem in that? But Prabhupada said that eventually you will be destroyed by death, disease and old age. So time limit is very less.
You can't be happy forever in this world. This world is actually to Kalama Shastam. Thank you. Good. Very good point. Yeah. Anybody else? Here one hand up.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you said a story that lazy man and pot maker. So the lazy man doesn't follow any rules. He sleeps all day and he plays with the pot. So this analogy is given like the pot is the human form and the pot maker is Maya Devi and the lazy man is soul. So if we don't follow the rules and regulations and don't perform bhakti, then in the next life we will be given any body. Like we may be in the form of a pot, cat or dog or any insect.
Brilliant. Thoroughly understood that. Haribo. Very good. And then? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you told in the beginning that we cannot renounce with the impurities in our heart like greed, lust and anger. But we have to do work, we should not be lazy. We should do work and offer its fruit to Krishna.
Correct. And then we become purified. India Krishna, then these impurities in the heart are cleansed by Krishna. And Krishna sees that this fellow is working for me. And if we don't do work and offer the fruits, then we become lazy, but the impurities remain as they are. And they are going to trouble us. Or if we do the work and eat the fruits ourselves without giving to Lord, then also we remain impure. So the purification happens especially when one connects one's activities to Krishna. Thank you. That was a shloka purport which we already remembered that. Good point. Anybody want to give a clue for others? If you give a clue, others will answer. Those who haven't answered, they will answer. Yes. Don't give the full answer, little clue. Yeah.
So human waste their lives in two ways.
Humans can waste life in two ways. Yes. You already answered. Those who haven't answered, for them, this is a clue. Yeah. Yes. You the mic to him.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, you told the persons can be lazy or they can be crazy.
Correct. In Tamaguna they are lazy, in Rajaguna they are
Crazy.
Thank you. Very good. You captured that. And then, one more clue. Who is giving? Yeah.
The project you told about by making hard choice, you become smarter, wealthier, and beautiful like that.
Correct.
But by making wrong choices, you reverse your progress.
Exactly.
You engage in entertainment. That's all.
Exactly. And then later on you lament. Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Firstly, we see the happiness type. So those are sleep more, they become leading to the mode of ignorance.
Correct.
And those in chanting in morning, they become a good happiness.
Very good. They come to mode of goodness and they become cheerful, happy, confident, and their life becomes very smooth over a period of time. Very good. Thank you. Who? Yeah. Yes. Give the mic.
So regarding hard decisions, you were discussing from purport of Srila Prabhupada, the example of Jada Bharat. And Srila Prabhupada writes, even after he got a body of deer, he didn't stay at that place. He left that place and went in the association of saints.
Very true.
So Srila Prabhupada again writes in the purport that one should not be attached to birthplace and family.
Correct. And instead, he gave the Kalanjar mountains and went to Palahashrama, Tapovanam, where he associated with saintly persons. Because at home we become lazy. But when you go to Gurukula, Ashrama of Guru, then the Guru makes us alert. And then there is a spiritual progress. Very true. Anybody can give a clue for others? You can give a clue? Okay. You can give a point. He is going to say a point. Yeah.
He stated that in ISKCON we should not be lazy. We should always do everything for Krishna, as it is not a free hotel.
Correct. Papa says, Sometimes the boy thinks, why to go to a job all day? ISKCON seems to be a nice place. You get free prasad. And you get a room, you get a locker. Just aram karo. Prabhupada says, no. Prabhupada was always telling presidents to observe the new joinees. How are they spending their time? So now ISKCON is getting better and better, becoming more and more refined now. So we will have performance appraisal. Once in 3 months, what did you do last 3 months? Everybody will be asked, every department-wise, individually, department-wise, we have to see who is doing what. Then that is like organization, isn't it? But what is the difference between this organization and a Karmi organization? This organization is working for only Krishna. That's the main difference. It's a spiritual organization. Prabhupada wanted devotees who join to utilize their time and energy in the best way, not to waste it, squander it. Yeah. Mostly they have answered, I think. Anybody hasn't answered, you want a clue? If you raise hand, clue will come. Anybody?
I'd like to share. You were showing a purport of Srila Prabhupada where Prabhupada told that voracious eating, it leads to more sleep.
Correct.
And then senses will be...
load the belly very heavily. Then what the body thinks, hey, my Lord, you have given me so much homework because the machine is there in the belly. And the machine gets, imagine sometimes you have the fire and the sacrificial arena. You put too much of sticks, dump big amount of sticks. Then what happens? Instead of fire, what comes? Smoke comes because it is overloaded now. Similarly, your belly is also overloaded. The Jatragni is there, but you have put too much. Then the Jatragni says, now you cannot do any work because now your energy is not generated by that type of food. So now the body has to put in some energy to digest the food. Instead of doing outside work and giving some seva, this is the seva it is doing. What is the seva? It's not seva, it's a meva. No? You are actually enjoying yourself only. Just you are lying. And the body says that if you gave me a proper quantity of food, I would have nicely digested and turned it into blood. And with that blood and energy, you could have done some service. But now what you are doing? You have dumped too much food. So you have given me too much homework. Then one gets slowly one feels a little bit, I'll take rest, 5 minutes. And that little becomes 3 hours. Like that. So therefore, this is one big problem for many people, overloading the belly. How much we should put, everybody knows also. You know that? How much food we should put in the belly? And how much water? How much air? So everybody knows it. Only applying it is challenging. Good point. Thank you. Yes. That's a clue. Anybody who hasn't spoken can speak on that. Feverish mentality, what is it? Who can say? I explained that. What is it? It's not fever. You have spoken already. Those who haven't spoken, you have spoken already? Yeah. Those who haven't spoken will speak now.
Feverish mentality is like the person is not having the fever, but still acting like he's having a fever.
Yeah, correct. Haribo, like that. Very nice. Yes, there's one hand up there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada never compromised in 4 regulative principles, and that is the reason in purity in ISKCON.
Correct. Haribo. Good point. He's asking, what is a silent swallower? Who knows? The one who hasn't, already he has spoken about it, but in case you didn't hear what he spoke, still you can say the answer. Who hasn't spoken till now? Who is a silent swallower? Yes.
Kal.
Kal, correct. Time is a silent swallower.
One more point. You spoke about 3 modes. So you spoke in mode of ignorance, there is no beginning in happiness in beginning, and there is no happiness in ending.
The beginning also, end also, there is only misery and ignorance. In passion?
In passion, there is some happiness in beginning, but continuous distress in later one. And in mode of goodness, there is little trouble in starting, but the ending is beautiful.
Happiness. Very good. Thank you. Haribo exactly said that. He understood that. So I will just show you one small 1-minute video, because we are talking about laziness. I will show you about alertness. how we should be alert. You can see this. See this deer is going to drink water. How cautious he is, you know. Very carefully he is putting his mouth. But he is always alert. Look at his body movement. He is very alert that looks like, there's some birds are sitting. It looks like a very calm place. But still he is very red alert he is. He is moving his body slightly. You're seeing that? So that if there is any danger, he can run away. See? Now they'll show it in slow motion now. They will show it now. You can watch it. When the crocodile is coming, how the deer shows a reflex action, you can see. And he lift the backside leg, you see. And this fellow, how much he came out, you see. So much, almost the whole body has come out. And he lost the deer. So imagine if this, deer didn't maintain alertness, what was the plan of the crocodile is to catch his rear two legs. Because once you catch the two legs, what the crocodile will do, of course, after catching two legs also, the deer can try to slip. So generally what crocodile will do, he will pull him into his zone, which is water. He will go deep in the water so that this fellow will lose his breath. And after that he can eat him. That was his plan. But this fellow lifted the two legs, you saw that? Like that, backside, so alert. So those devotees who are this much alert, they'll go back to Godhead. Correct, na? This, while dealing with Maya, are we so alert? Think about it. How? I don't know how we are still surviving, I don't know. Huh? Yeah. Many times we are giving our head into, Maya, just like somebody is putting their lion in the lion's mouth, they're putting the head. Many times we have been saved even after we put our head in lion's mouth. Huh? They have been careless. So this is one of my favorite videos I show for alertness. Because we are talking about giving up lethargy. So this is an example. Imagine if this deer was little lethargic, what would have happened? Think about it. It would have become food for the crocodile, correct? No? See, the crocodile knows this fellow has to come to drink water. Because after eating grass, they need water. But that is where his life threat is also there. That means he has to drink water at the same time, run away when there is a danger. Similarly, you have to use the smartphone for education purpose. Something pops up, run away. What should not be seen shouldn't be seen. So those are all crocodiles. Porn videos which are coming. They're all coming like this. They're coming to swallow you. Some fellows get swallowed also. You have to run away. No. Shri Prabhupada ki